Marv, you know, one of the things that's really interesting about that race, here we are located in northeastern Ohio. The geographical area that people come to experience this race in is absolutely phenomenal. We're going to show you some shots right here of some of the license plates that were actually at the racetrack. These were shot over the weekend, everything from Maine to Arizona, from Florida to Colorado, and just about everything. We even got a New Mexico in there, if I remember correctly, even a Canadian province. You know, Marv, that just kind of shows a lot of what goes on. One of the things that's the most important factors here from the car standpoint alone is the team aspect and who's working on the car and how they make those things happen. Both of us have had some experience. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's really interesting. You know, during the course of a normal race, a weekend, a regional race, or a national race, really it's much more a function of the driver. The driver is the one that's responsible. Yeah, you do some preparation before the car. Your crew might help you get the car prepared. If you have a little problem between practice and qualifying or qualifying in the race, you get that fixed up. But one of the really, really fun things about an endurance race is that crew takes on a much, much bigger responsibility. And it's great to have that kind of fun of teamwork. You know, a lot of us played team sports in school and enjoyed being a part of a team. When you get in racing, it's just not that much until you get into endurance race. And having spent some time, I ran my own team in the 83 24-hour and doing all the organization, getting the people together to do all the different things. And yet, without each and every one of them, the team is not going to be successful. So it's great to have that camaraderie. You know, it's sort of like, almost like being in the Army and being in the foxhole together through 24 hours. You know, none of you have enough sleep. None of you are totally together, totally awake. But man, when you get to the end, it's a great feeling to make it through the 24 hours. And again, the point really in this race is to endure, to be there at the end. Sure, you want to win, but if you make it to the end, you're a winner.
Well, and Marv, we saw a lot of interesting things in this particular 24-hour. Some of the different, I don't know if you want to even call them jobs. Abbott Motorsports brought their own massage therapist this year. Oh, that was probably one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen in an endurance race. But just the whole aspect of keeping the food, you know, a lot of what the crews were doing, and some of the ladies that were here to support, and both men and ladies, but just feeding everybody, keeping the lights hung in the pits. I mean, there's so many little details that need to be taken care of. You know, the gas that's going in the car has to at some point in time be taken from a fuel can or from some type of a fuel supply and put into the refilling cans that go into the car. The oil has to be there. And again, sleeping, that's a big issue here. We've got a variety of shots we're showing to you right now of people, you know, you catch a couple of minutes of sleep when you can. I know when I rode the race in 1993, on the motorcycles, you know, that was the biggest thing. Was we also had some issues at night, and we saw this a little bit in the morning, Marv, was that fog. There's something that your team really can't help overcome, but the smoother that team runs during the course of the race, the better your results are going to be. And again, often we can see a slower car, as far as their overall lap times, can often outperform a car that's running a good bit faster just by staying out there, having a good team, and maintaining that reliability.
It's really, really critical that you have that crew to be able to support you and do all that needs to be done to keep that car on track, because obviously a slightly slower lap time but much, much less time in the pits will equal more distance traveled, and that's what it's all about.
So Marv, maybe we should just give a big thumbs up to all the people, not just this year, but all the years, who have been on a crew at El Nelson Ledge's longest day.